Alright, what's up everybody? This is Zacharias. We're back with more of Avernum 3 Ruin World. This time we're in the town of New Cotra in Upper Avernum, so time to explore a bit. Elspeth's Ironworks. You meet a small, intense woman. She has short hair and wears shiny black leather. Several vicious iron blades hang from her belt. She greets you with a proud smile and a sharp nod of her head. I am Elspeth. Welcome to my shop. Nice shop. Well, thanks. I run the shop with Nance. I make the best iron weapons you're likely to find, and you can purchase them if you got the gold. You can also sell me other stuff. I'm sure I can unload it on somebody. Who's Nance? Nance and I have been through a lot since the Empire sent us down. We were very close, so much so that we weren't just approved of on the surface. The Empire punished us for it. Then, when we arrived in Avernum, we got separated. How did you get separated? We were living in Cotra when the Empire War hit. They blasted our town apart. We were lucky to escape, but got separated. We didn't find each other for months. Then we heard about the settlement near the surface. There was no way we could stay away. I take it you want to return to the surface. She grins viciously. We will be back on the surface someday. There are no two ways around it. It was wrong of them to throw us down here. It's up to all of us to make them pay for their crimes. Elspeth busies herself sharpening one of the many knives on her belt. The shop is open. Let me know if you want anything. Perhaps I can purchase some of your wares? Elspeth has been selling weaponry to adventurers for years. First in Avernum and then up here. I don't need anything. Alright, thank you. Come again. It's really nice to see Nance and Elspeth return here. There's a small kitten here. It seems well fed. It is also meowing an awful lot. There's a name tag around its neck. It says Spike. When you look, it says meow, mew, mew, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. It's a very noisy kitten. You start to wonder if it ever stops for air. It looks very pleased. Meow, 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 meow. Eventually, you quit petting it. It looks up at you reproachfully and wanders off. This shifty-looking man wanders aimlessly around town. You follow him. He doesn't seem keen on talking to you at first. Then he turns and looks you over. Then he seems to recognize you. Call me Asp. Why are you wandering around? He looks you up and down carefully. I like wandering and observing. Where have you wandered? Here and there, like you. And what have your observations revealed? Well, you know, there's a lot to be seen by someone who likes to pay attention. Like maybe you might have noticed something peculiar nearby. Nearby where? Like in the northwest corner of town. What's there? There's a building up there with no doors, no entrances, nobody in or out. Been watching for days. And you know what's really bizarre? What can be more bizarre than a building without doors? Nobody around here owns up to noticing it. Mention it and everyone gets real uncomfortable and pretends that they don't know what you're wondering about. What's the big secret? Anyone in town know what's in there? There must be someone. They don't talk to me about it. They don't trust me. Got any guesses about what it might be? It's some secret Avernum thing, I tell you. I shouldn't be going after it like I am, but I suddenly want to know what's in there. He suddenly looks suspicious. Wait, do you work for Avernum? Never mind. I don't know anything about anything. He backs away and looks over at the dark stone building nervously. Asp looks nervous. What else do you want? What brings you up from Avernum? I look for opportunities. I like to be useful. You're being vague. What can I say? I do favors, and I collect favors. I find people things they need, like for unspecified services, for example. Finding supplies and maps for those they send into service. I cashed in a few favors to get up here. Don't worry, I came to help. Okay, well, I remember him from the first two Avernum games. He was definitely a resident of the original Cotra. The settlement is less than a year old, constructed as quickly as possible to provide food and tools for Upper Avernum. Most of the buildings were hastily built from rough-hewn stone. The bunker in the northwest corner is different. It is made of smooth, polished marble. You hear a faint humming when you're near it. And, most oddly, there is no visible entrance. The people of New Cotra constantly pass it, but none of them seem to notice its existence. You might have to ask around to figure out what this thing is. Duly noted, so it's a big bunker, that's for sure. But yeah, I definitely remember Ass from the first two Avernum games, a citizen of the old Cotra. There is an elderly man with graying hair and a neatly trimmed beard behind the counter. His fingers are permanently stained from years and years of working with herbs and mixing concoctions. I am Miles the Mage. Welcome to my shop. What sort of shop is this? He points to the bookshelves. Each of those scrolls contains a recipe I have mastered. Every plant in these caves I have turned into a wondrous concoction of some sort, and I place all my knowledge at your disposal. That seems like a lot of recipes. Hundreds of recipes. Of course, most of them are useless, but I've mastered them anyway. At my disposal for a price, right? Well, yes, I make potions of all sorts, and you can obtain them for a modest price. More modest than usual, since you are, of course, the surface explorers. Let me know if you want to purchase some of them. If you need custom potions made, go see Walner. He's in the Portal Fortress. Every plant in Avernum? Okay, not all the plants. I still haven't found a use for black-spotted sponge moth, but I'm working on it. He smiles and shrugs. What's the point of being modest? Seems to me that modesty is a noble character trait. I live in a cave. I mix mushrooms and lichen for a living. I get backaches all the time. With a life like this, why bother to be modest? Beh. Miles grinds up some bitter brown herbs in a mortar and pestle. The acrid smell makes you feel silently fate. Care to purchase anything? Tell me about the bunker across the street. What? That? I don't know anything about it. Sorry. I want to purchase some of your potions. Potions are always in demand in an environment as dangerous as Avernum. Fortunately, there are always hard-working alchemists doing their best to meet the demand. I don't need anything. Alright, thanks for stopping by. Will this archer get out of my way? Okay, it looks like this is Miles' home. Although, he clearly spends most of his time in the shop. What the heck was that noise? Was that a glitch? Wow, I don't even know. The pots contain dried mushrooms. You taste one, it's incredibly bitter. You leave them alone. We got some incomplete areas here. There is a Nephilim sitting behind the counter chopping mushrooms. This is not too unusual. Some Nephilim have made peace with humans and taken to living among them. A few, but not many. The wares in the shop smell delicious. Murr. My name is Hamur. Welcome to my shop. It's not often that we see a peaceful Nephil. Some of us Nephilim think we and humans fighting is foolish, when Empire is foe enough for us both. It doesn't like the thought of the Empire much. I agree about the Empire. It spits annoyed. Curse Empire, killer of mine. Hamur's tail twitches happily and he graces you with a toothy grin. Need a food? What kinds of things do you make here? He purrs excitedly. I make all types of foodstuffs for my good human buyers. Murr. You can purchase all of them that you want and be assured of their edibleness. Murr. Why do you say murr so much? It's Whisker's switch. Murr. Excuse me. It is a noise we Nephilim often make in speaking. Wow. Why wouldn't your food be edible? Be assured that there are none of the delicious rats and bats in the fine foods I am making. All those sayings are saved for me and my mate. Only we appreciate them as one should. I only serve human food, which be hard to keep. Murr. You look at the food that it is preparing, and indeed, there is no sign of the sort of small animal a cat would find appealing. You have a mate? Murr. We Nephilim mate for life, like humans sometimes do. If he is hunting, I prefer to cook. Murr. It's hard to prepare human food? Easy to cook it, but hard to get it. Murr. Bats are easy to find, but cows are hard. I lost a group of them not long ago. Valuable, tasty cows. Murr. If I see your cows, we'll let you know. He makes a soft purring noise. That is kind. If you find them, you will know it is because each has a pair of crosses branded into its thicker flesh. Do not trouble yourself too much, though. You have many important missions. Murr. I like to do some shopping. You inspect Hamur's goods carefully. Apart from the occasional shedded whisker, they look basically edible. I don't need any rations. Murr. Thanks for coming. Could have sworn that Nance would be around here somewhere, though. Maybe she's in here in the bar. Yeah. But we'll talk to her in a moment. This man is intensely unappealing. He has bushy whiskers, a distracting personal odor, and wart moss stains on his shirt. Wart moss is chewed much like tobacco. He fixes a beady eye on you as you approach. Call me Goinks, kid. What are you chewing? He hawks and spits enthusiastically. Wart moss. Live for the stuff. Want some? You decline. Do you have a job in New Cotra? He hawks and spits. I sail the lake. Oh, really? What's on the lake? Anything interesting? He hawks and spits. Yep, lot of cavefish. Sell plenty of them. See some interesting sights, too. Real interesting sights. What are the cavefish like? He hawks and spits. White, clammy, and weird looking, but good eating. Tell me more about the sights? He hawks and spits. Interesting, that's for darn sure. Lots of peculiar goings on out there. Lots of stuff to see, if maybe I got a boat. Know where I can get a boat? He hawks and spits twice. Then he looks at you sharply. Interesting you should mention it. I got an old boat I needs to unload. If you might be into some sort of purchase, let me know. I ain't going anywhere. It's a bargain at 500 gold, after all. A bit steep, I know. But hey, I'm the only guy with boats. I'd like to buy your boat. He grunts and spits, then he takes your money. It takes a while, but he can't counts it all out. Thanks. The boat's around here somewhere. Help yourself. That's all. Goodbye. Yeah, I'll be here. He chews contentedly. Do you have a job in New Cotra? Okay. Oh, I already went through that. There is a gentle-looking blonde woman with a kind face sitting at the table. She is sharpening a small knife and sipping from a mug of ale. She smiles at you as you approach. I am Nance. Greetings to you. So, what are you doing here? He shrugs. Oh, I mainly help Elspeth run her shop. Not what I choose as a path, but there you are. What sort of shop does Elspeth have? Have you met Elspeth? She grins. She runs the best smithy in Upper Avernum, if not Avernum. She holds up the knife she's sharpening. It's not quite my area, but it keeps me busy until we can reach the service. You and just about everyone in Avernum. All of us were sent to live in pits because of who we were, because we refused to fit in, to conform, to submit to unjust standards. Nance's normally gentle face has a steely, determined expression. Every day we live here is an injustice we will all gladly face death to right. That is a very brave statement. She looks a little embarrassed. I've been told I have a bit of a tendency to go on and speechify. Then she grins. But it's fun, so I'm not going to stop. You don't seem very happy with your work. A dark look passes over her face. I cared for horses when we lived on the surface. When the Empire exiled us, it took away my entire life's work. That is one of the many reasons I want to return to the surface. I have been to the surface. She smiles wistfully. Really? Could you tell me about it? Eventually, she smiles and wipes away a tear. Everyone nearby listens carefully, though they pretend not to. It's amazing not to forget. Thank you. I appreciate your time. I would like to help you in your travels, since they are so important. There are some apartments in the southwest corner of town. We live in the southeast one. Look in the pots inside. You may take the crystal you find. Good luck to you. Okay, so those pots do have a purpose. The pots contain dried mushrooms. Remember what Nance told you? You poke through them. Before long, you find a blue crystal. It's about as long as your hand and warm to the touch. Okay. Ooh. The bell shard, eh? Let's go ahead and put that in his inventory right there. Go back in here. There is a quiet man sitting at the table. He is drinking a mug of clear river water. When you get close, he looks up at you as if he recognizes you. Greetings, adventurer. I am Eric. What is your business in New Cotra? I'm here to visit a place. What place? If you look around town, you will find a building you can't enter. What is it? I know of you. You are from unspecified services. You should know that some knowledge is to be given and some is secret. This is secret. When you need to know, you will know. You notice that Mayor Crisper behind the bar is trying to listen to your conversation. He is very interested in the building too. Can we have a hint? He smiles. Not even that. Excuse me, I need to think about what I need to do here. Good day. The bar is being tended by a thin man with short black hair, a twitchy demeanor, and a lopsided smile. He wears the traditional sash of an Avernite mayor. I'm Crisper the barkeep, or Mayor Crisper, whichever you prefer. Why do you have two jobs? Well, I agree to have two. I'm the mayor for now. Painful, but necessary. But I also run the Phoenix, which is a bit more satisfying. I do all the standard in things. We have an excellent room for only 10 gold, and a round of beer is only 2. Why is being the mayor such a pain? We pick a new mayor every year. That's the person who takes time off building this new, beautiful city to carry out tedious administrative tasks. What sort of administrative tasks do you have to deal with? Pushing papers, organizing things, meetings, endless hell. And worst of all, I occasionally have to press a gang of hapless adventurers to go on some mission or other. You're in luck. I'll volunteer to be a hapless adventurer present to doing a mission for you. Excellent. A giant ice worm has infested the tunnels to the west. It's been trying to eat some people traveling this way. As mayor, I really should do something about this. Kill the thing and I'll pay you well. So you really like running the Phoenix? Yep, it's named the Phoenix because this Cotra rises from the ashes of the earlier Cotra. What happened to the earlier Cotra? The former Cotra was destroyed by the Empire in the Empire War. Totally destroyed. I came up here to help build it, especially since it got me away from the spiders. Spiders? The giant, intelligent, friendly, talking spiders. They're... Just hope you never meet them. Christopher idly wipes at a food stain on the mayor's sash with his towel. What do you have? I saw a building without doors at the northwest corner of town. What is it? Christopher looks torn. It's a secret. Nobody will talk about it. But you're the surface explorer here. Maybe you should know about it. I have a name. Sandra. She came to town, entered the building, left. I talked to her before she went. I can't tell you what I know. She might. Where did she go? To the surface. She is a spy. She said she was going somewhere called Shermick or a lie, one of those, or both. A round of beer for all, my good man. You buy some mushroom beer. It tastes awful, but in a pleasant sort of way. One of the curses of exile to the underworld is loss of access to any sort of palatable beverage. I don't need anything else. Farewell, then. Watch out for spiders. Okay, so we do have a quest to go see Sandra, who knows something about the bunker. So that will definitely come into play much later here. Okay, rocks are blocking this way, so we can't just cheese and go to that entrance there. There is a hut in the middle of this isolated island, surrounded by rows of cultivated mushrooms. Smoke comes from the chimney. Odd medicinal smells hang in the moist, still air. Enter the hut. As you approach the door, it opens, revealing a withered old woman with long, snowy white hair. Her eyes light up as she gazes upon you. Well, aren't you the cutest little adventurers? Sorry, dearies, but the items I sell are only for more mature warriors. She sends you on your way, but not before making you some tea. Ooh, I wonder if she's going to come into play later if we bulk up a little bit. Okay, that's the Vonatai town we'll eventually have to get to. The sign says, "Caution, Swamp." Considering its placement, this is the most useless sign you've ever seen. Okay. A pool of water from the river to the east has been trapped here for some time, growing increasingly stagnant and foul. Normally, you would expect to hear lizards or bats in a cave like this. However, the tunnel is completely, eerily silent. There is a massive and mercifully empty nest here, formed of piles of rocks and moldy branches. One of the things holding the nest scare buried in the branches is a 2-tines Lacericai spear. As you turn back from the dead end, you hear a bizarre, resonant moaning from the path behind you. As the sound echoes across the swamp, you have no choice but to turn and see what is causing it. Ooh, a shambler, huh? Okay, he's pretty tough, but there is only just one of them. Okay, Rex has to tank a little bit here. Fortunately, Jordan can put in a little bit of magic here to help damage. And we did get a fine Slith Spear from that, which it's definitely not better than the one we already. We can just sell it for loot. Okay, what's over here? New Formello is still under construction. Many of the new buildings are incomplete, and everything looks new. Interestingly, some of the buildings look like they were made by Sliss. Many of them have come up from Avernum to help the humans settle the surface. Okay, I didn't want to go to New Formello just yet, though. What's over here? Oh, if we had the Orb of Throning, we could get over there. Something right here, though. Besides these Nephilim trying to attack us. Get out of here with that. Tons of stone have been mined out of this quarry and hauled away to New Formello, to the northwest. Living in caves does have one advantage: you're never short of building materials. It just takes a lot of work to dig them out. In the tiny remote corner of the caves, you find a small sparkling fountain. You suddenly feel very thirsty. You find the water incredibly refreshing. You drink some and walk away feeling energized. Okay, that looks like all the stuff water-wise we could get to. We'll have to come back to Silverlock, though, to see if she'll give us stuff after some time. After we bulk up a little bit more. But meantime, let's see if we can find Ramir's cows. Oh, right here, it looks like. You stumble upon a group of cave cows. These pallid creatures were sent to Avernum by the Empire, where they were bred with each other, fed mushrooms, milked, and eaten. The milk is bitter and the meat is stringy, but the cows are still much in demand, which is why some farmer is desperately missing this bunch. You notice that each have a pair of crosses branded on their hindquarters. These must be the lost cows you found out about in New Cotra. You take note of where they are so that you can pass the information along to their owner. Okay, cool. That was an easy quest. On this shore, you find the smashed and decaying ruins of some small boat. It's made of actual wood. It must have floated down from the surface. Among the wreckage, you find a dented bronze shield, which is still in basically usable condition. Okay, nothing that Celestia needs, though. At the end of the passage, you find a neatly arranged mound of rocks. Looks like the lair of some small beast. It's a pile of stones, but oddly, there's no entry hole. The ground around it is coated with a thick layer of frost. Very odd. Approach it. When you approach the lair, the frost crunches under your feet. Something detects the vibrations. A thick blue goo starts to ooze up out of the piles of stones, and the rocks fly in all directions as the huge worm pushes its way out. Okay. That was a pretty strong attack, but this fight is definitely winnable here. Now that the worm is dead, you search through its nest. No useful items, but some of the stones you find glitter. Alright, emerald and lovely crystal. At the end of this corridor, you find a body. It is in an advanced state of decomposition. So much so that you can't tell if it's a human, Vonatite, Nephil, or something stranger. When you get close, a vague humanoid form coalesces into being above it. It floats in the air and motions for you to come closer. Suspecting that the creature is some sort of ghost or other restless spirit, you move closer. Then, too late, it occurs to you that it might be what killed the dead person. You try to back away, but it's no good. At the end of the thing's insubstantial fingers, claws appear. It swoops towards you. Okay. So yeah, it was looking for prey, but then again, sometimes that's a chance you have to take in trying to talk to it in case it is like a special event that will help you. And we killed it immediately. Now that the shade is dead, you can freely inspect the body. Most of its possessions have rotted away, however, the short sword in its crumbling scabbard is still usable. She's still pretty low when it comes to dual wielding, though. Let's see. Even though she does have the ambidextrous trait. Let's go ahead and just put that in the junk bag for now. We still want her to be able to hit often. Well, we completed our mission, so let's go ahead and go back. First, we'll go to Hammer. I found your cows. They were wandering around about 20 miles to the south. Hammer looks very surprised. Hammer? Really? I am amazed and honored that, with all you must do, you could find my poor cows too. You are an amazing adventurer. I will tell all of your kindness. He wraps you up a large lunch. I am sorry I can provide no better reward than this. Am still poor merchant. Luck to you in your travels. Murr. Okay, well, we didn't really get a reputation boost from that, but... Okay, well, at least he rewarded us for our time. Dried meat has value, so we'll put that away. We'll probably... Let's go ahead and eat that. Ray mold is definitely useful, though. That will come into play for potions. I killed the ice worm you mentioned. Alright, there's our reputation boost. You tell Christopher how you slew the ice worm. Well done. Thanks for taking care of that. He counts you out a generous stack of silver coins. Now get out there and kill other bad things. Got any missions for us, Mayor? He shrugs. Nothing for you to do for me now, but thanks for offering. Want a beer? I don't need anything else. Farewell then. Watch out for spiders. I think I remember in both Exile 3 and Avernum 3, that ice worm was actually nice pudding. I wonder why that was changed to an ice worm. Not that it really matters anyway, but... You encounter a group of traveling merchants. There are 3 traders and a handful of guards, leading 2 lizard-drawn wagons. Well, at least they're trying to lead them. Giant lizards are notoriously mean-spirited and stubborn creatures, and they have their own very peculiar ideas about where they want to go. Still, with work, the merchants are managing to make their way down the road. When you get close, their leader says, "Welcome, friends. I am Arvid the Merchant, exclusively serving the entire New Cotra area. May I help you?" Upper Avernum is still being built. There is a natural opportunity for a hard-working merchant like Arvid. He mostly sells farming supplies to new arrivals, but he does carry some adventuring supplies. Okay. So that's his stock right there. At first glance, it looks like all the small cavern contains huge mounds of jumbled rubble. A closer look reveals that some of the rubble heaps to the northeast are actually leather tents, poorly disguised by handfuls of gravel scattered over them. Shadowy feline shapes skulk among them. You manage to approach the Nephilim settlement without being seen. The chilling sight of the Avernite army armor piled empty by their cooking pots confirms your worst suspicions. These Nephilim are bandits and worse. There are only about 15 of them, and you have the advantage of surprise. You may be able to rid Upper Avernum of these butchers. You swiftly charge the huts. You don't get far before the guards raise an alarm. This isn't a very large camp, but there are enough Nephilim here to give you a good fight. Gotta avenge our fellow Avernites, so... Man, after we met like a really kind one in the Cotra too. You know, honestly, we probably could have explored Upper Avernum in the Avernum towns before heading down to the surface, heading up to the surface, I mean, and fixing the slime plague. But still pretty cool that we are able to get this covered as well. And yeah, we could have definitely fought these in the film earlier, and it would have been more of a challenge. But apparently, we are a lot stronger than them. Nothing like looting up, though. The Nephilim used to wage constant war on Avernum. These days, the relationship is peaceful and profitable. However, some Nephilim, such as these, refuse to abandon their barbaric ways. It was a shame to have to battle them, but it had to be done. I agree. Didn't really leave us much of a choice there. Okay, there's a tunnel there, but I'm going to explore that here in a bit. New Formello has posted a group of guards near this bridge. They seem worried about you at first, but you convince them to let you by. As you pass, one of them gives you a warning. Watch out for bugs to the south. Big bugs. We're here to keep them away from town. There's been lots of the things nesting that way. Thanking them for the advice, you move on. Oh dang, it's day 11 already. Okay, we found a cave, which will come into play later. Alright, so with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and save the game right here. But I will see you all soon with the next part of Let's Play.